Hi, I'm Neil Morgan, your city manager. City manager's office provides leadership for most of the employees of city government. Of course, you associate city government with many of the routine services that we provide. Most folks think of things like the police department, street maintenance, garbage pickup, the waterworks, and many other activities that we're involved in. Probably many of you don't give much thought to what the city manager's office is actually directly responsible for. And it's a little bit abstract and it's a little bit hard to put into words. So certainly part of what we do is supervise the many hardworking and talented employees that we have. There's really over 3,000 full-time city employees, and if you count all the part-time summer people we have in Parks and Rec, the number's closer to 4,000. As you can imagine, with that many people, there's something interesting going on every day, and our office basically tries to keep up with all of those folks and provide guidance and leadership as they do their various assignments. Directly in our office, we have, in addition to myself, we have two assistant city managers, Alan Archer and Cindy Rolfe. We also have an assistant to the city manager for communications, and that's Cleator Jones. We have a public information officer, Kim Lee, and the lady who runs the business affairs of my office, Wanda Pierre, and Jerry Wilson, our legislative analyst. We also have some very hardworking and talented administrative assistants. These are the folks that answer your questions when you call and provide assistance to employees, citizens, and council members as we conduct the routine business of city government. As a citizen, if you have need to be in touch with your city government, often it may make sense to contact the department that is immediately involved in the work that you're interested in. However, anytime that it is appropriate, you are welcome to call the city manager's office at 926-8411 or city@nngov.com if you want to email us. And that way, if you are not familiar with exactly what department is involved in what activity, we can certainly answer those questions and connect you with the folks that you really need assistance from. When you think about city government and you think about how we're organized and how we manage the affairs of the city, it's probably a little bit more common and a little bit easier to understand the day-to-day operational supervision of departments. You know, we have crews with trucks and backhoes and inspectors and law enforcement personnel, and we're responsible for incarcerating people who have been arrested, and we have human services that deal with folks that have those kinds of needs. But there are many other longer-term issues that a city's involved in, and my office, my talented staff, is responsible for advising the city council with input from the citizens about some of those longer-term issues, what you might call the strategic leadership function of the job. And by that I mean every day we need to spend a little bit of our time and energy anticipating the future. What's happening in the world around us? What do we need to be concerned about 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? It's a complicated environment out there. Of course, we have all of the federal and state laws that we're dealing with and how those might change, whether it's environmental regulation, transportation, energy, sustainability, environment. Of course, there's the economy. Now we're coming out of a pretty bad recession. What's the world going to look like in 2 years and 5 years? How is that going to affect your city government? While we have no crystal ball, it is our obligation to think on those questions and provide the city council with some suggestions about how this community needs to prepare for the inevitable future that awaits us. Some of you may remember from your Virginia civics or government class a little something about the city manager form of government. The city manager form of government is very common in Virginia and is found most frequently in medium-sized communities, maybe cities from the size of maybe about 25,000 up to maybe 400,000 or 500,000. You may recall that that form of government was actually first developed in Stanton early in the 20th century. And in fact, it is more common in Virginia than in just about any other state. And the key thing about the city manager form of government is a division of responsibilities between the elected leaders and the professional administration of the city government. Your elected leaders, the city council and the mayor, you choose at the ballot box, and it's their job to set the policy of the city, the broad direction of the city, and to in turn hire the city manager, the city attorney, and the city clerk to oversee the day-to-day work of the city. And I just thought it might be interesting to remind you that the city manager form of government originated in Stanton, Virginia in 1908. And it's a very important and I think proud tradition in Virginia. Well, it's my privilege to serve as your city manager. It's an exciting position, and the challenges are never-ending. I am also very proud of the staff here in the city manager's office, as well as all of the talented and hardworking employees we have doing the people's business in the city of Newport News. I encourage you to pay careful attention to the issues that come before the city, whether that's coming to a council meeting, watching online, watching on Newport News TV, or staying in touch through the media. Your participation and involvement in city government directly correlates with the quality of the services that we provide. Again, if you need to be in direct contact with my office, call 926-8411 or contact us on email at city@nngov.com. Thank you very much.